Hello, today we just released the new update 9.1.16 and I'm going to show you some new features. Let me start with some new plug options. So before, when you needed to design boxes with a rounded corner like here, this is the opening for a battery of an e-foil. So before this new update, you needed to do it with 3D layers, which is not so complicated but can be a little time consuming. Now you can just do it using plugs of type boxes and just define the corner radius here to get exactly the same shape. And here we have one box with rounded corner and another box with a square corner, and we get exactly the same battery opening that you can cut in the CNC mode. This new update also have a new protection option. So now when you check no modification, you can check resize only, which means that if you set a password and send the file to someone who doesn't have the password, then these other people can resize the file, but he cannot redesign the curves. Another protection function here that goes with no cutting path is that you can set no cutting path except for a particular cutting center, and Shape3d will load the list of all the cutting centers and you can select anyone like here. So protect this file with a password, send your file to the cutting center, and be sure this file won't be cut by any other cutting center. And of course, you can also combine that with a no reading after date to make sure your file is not used more than what you want. This new update also has new plans print sheets. So we still have the general plan here in horizontal mode, and we added a vertical mode, and also we have the order sheet here that now can be used with dimensions. In the CNC mode, now we can check the cut of these plugs. So you can see the rounded corners will be cut correctly. Let me show you also an improvement we did on the disc cutting. So for disc, we have a motor security system that makes sure the motor won't hit the blank. And with previous version, you could only define a rectangular block like this. But now you can also, if you have a more complicated shape with a thinner arm and a bigger motor box, you can define the arms dimensions here, thickness and width, and the box dimensions. And now you see you have the arm design and the box, and you see that the bottom rail cut will go as far as possible, and this way you can have the same security and more cut on the bottom rail. In this new update, we also did a big improvement for asymmetric design, like for example hydrofoil designs here. So with previous version, you had to edit the stringer curve in the top view here for bent shape like this, but now you can let them unedited here, and this allows you to have the center points of the slices free, so you can now move them sideways instead of using the edited curve. So this gives you more freedom. And also we added a Knacker profile generator. So you can define here the thickness, the camber, the max camber position, also some tilt, So here that would make the Knacker 4413, and if I press OK, it will generate the guidelines corresponding to this Knacker profile and fit the curve of your slice to the guidelines. So here we see that it's not perfect, but this is due to the fact that the thickness is constrained by the Dex stringer curve here, but you can unedit this curve so that the top center point of the cross section is free to move up or down. And now if I redo the Knacker profile generator, I get a perfect fit. This function also allows you to import profile from other sources, like for example Airfoil tools here allows you to download many profiles. You can download it in CSV, for example. Just make sure it doesn't contain the camber curve here, so I can delete the camber curve, save, go back to Shape3d and import this profile, and you see it imports the guidelines and fit the curves, and you can try many other profiles, like another one here. You see it's still good. Sometimes it's not perfect. Here you see the fit is not exact, so in this case you just need to insert a new control point and then redo the profile importation, and you'll get a better adjustment. So that's a very useful tool to design hydrofoils. And we also added the true aspect ratio number in the print sheet to make it even more useful. And we also added to this Knacker profile generator a function to export to the XFLF5 software, which is a free software that computes the lift and the drag of a foil. It's made mostly for planes, but it works also for hydrofoils. So let me go back to the original shape to show you how it works. So I go to the Knacker profile generator, go to export, select a folder, and it will generate about 20 profile point.dat files and an XML file. And then just open XFLF file, go to new project, open, select all the profiles, then go to wing and plane design, plane, import XML, and here you have your wing, and now you just have to launch an analysis. So for example, we can do a type 2 analysis, which is fixed lift, which means that it will compute the speed or the tilt angle needed to lift a given weight. So for example, here you can go for like 80 kilograms for the rider plus the board and foil. Let's set that kind of analysis. And you also need to set the water density, which is around 1000, and the viscosity, which is like 1.3 10⁻⁶, and save, and then launch the analysis. And here you have the needed tilt alpha for any speed needed to get the correct lift, and you also have the drag for each speed. And this is a very good analysis that shows you in which speed range you can use your foil, and you can quickly compare with other foils you designed. And I'll do a more complete tutorial soon that you can download on our website. So that's it for this update. I hope you will enjoy these new functions, and I wish you all a happy new year 2022. Bye.